media is sitting with Jacques Erasmus, who plays wing for QBR in Pretoria. Jacques, thanks for joining us. How are you today?
It's a pleasure being here, and well, thank you.
Let's get right into it. At the end of last year, Harlequins, Pretoria and Pretoria Police amalgamated and became one super club. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's great for rugby. Personally, I played for Pretoria Police back in 2009, and then when Nico contacted me this year and said he wanted me to join the club, I was really looking forward to it, and I think it's great for both clubs, both players, or both sides to join and be part of something bigger like the Gold Cup this year.
You just mentioned now that you did play for Pretoria Police in the past. What's the biggest change with the new club?
I don't really think there's been a change. Yes, there's two clubs joined together now, but the guys came together, they joined into the thing that we wanted to create there, the new vibe, the new atmosphere, and I think it's just one big new club. There wasn't really something that changed or something that we put away. The guys just clubbed in everyone, and we're happy for what we have at the moment.
Jacques, you were the top try scorer in the Astropol tournament earlier this year, and you now scoring quite a few tries for QBR in the Gold Cup. Describe to us your playing style.
I come from a sprinting background, did athletics at school, so yes, that's why I play wing. And yes, I do work hard, but the team really helps me to score the tries, and it's a team effort. I mean, rugby is a 15 or 23 man game, and they just help me to score the tries, and I just try to contribute as best as I can for the team, and that's my job basically, to score the tries.
You are quite an older player now, and obviously with age you lose speed. How do you keep yourself relevant in a match when you're playing against much younger wings?
I've got the best sprinting coach in the world, I would say. It's my brother. He's a sports scientist, and he helps me a lot, and then my mother as well. So I don't really think that I'm slower than the younger players. I work a bit harder than them because I know I'm a bit older, but yes, I've got the best sprinting coach there is, so speed's not a problem for me.
Your thoughts on the Gold Cup?
I think it's a great tournament. I mean, you play against some of the best players in the country, some ex-professional players that have played Super Rugby before, Currie Cup before, so it's a good measure for yourself if you haven't played on that level before, and it's a very competitive competition. There's not really an easy game in the Gold Cup, and yes, it's competitive, hard rugby, so yes, I enjoy it a lot, and it's a great competition.
QBR has done quite well in the Gold Cup, having reached the semi-finals, a home semi-final against Go Nuts Coloured Rovers down in Durban. Where does QBR want to go? I mean, obviously everybody wants to win a competition, but when we speak bigger than that, what is the goal for QBR?
When we started this year, we said obviously the main goal is to play in the Gold Cup, and then if we can win the Gold Cup, but we set ourselves goals as we go along. So we played in the Astropol, we said we wanted to play the Astropol final, we wanted to win that Astropol final. Unfortunately, we lost that game. But then came the Carlton League. We said we wanted to play in the final again, win the Carlton League, which we did. And yes, now we're part of the Gold Cup, playing semi-finals this weekend. If we can go to the final, that would be another goal reached for us. And then obviously going into next year to be part of the Gold Cup again, and then start all over with the process of playing Astropol, Gold Cup, Carlton League, and just growing players and giving everybody a chance to play rugby and just enjoy the game that we like.
What are your personal rugby aspirations?
I would really like to get back with the Springbok Sevens again. I've had a little bit of a taste with them, having some of their join some of their training camps. So that is one of my biggest rugby aspirations, is to get back with the Springbok Sevens and train with them, and then see if I can maybe make the academy side, and from there get into the IRB side.
Jacques, as we end off, obviously you've been playing rugby for quite a few years now. If you had a special message for the next generation of young rugby players, what would you say to them?
I think a journey, or something, a phrase that I carried with me throughout the years, and I know it might sound like a little bit of a cliche to some of the people out there, but it's to never stop working. Yes, I've had the ups and I've had the downs, but I never stopped working. I've kept on working hard, and that's at the end of the day that will get you where you want to be. If you keep on working hard, no matter what hurdles you have in front of you or what obstacles you have in front of you, to keep on working hard and to know where you are going, and yes, to put everything in God's hands. I think that is the most important, is to believe that He has a plan with your life and that He will bring you where you need to be. Just believe in Him and know that it's going to be a process.
Jacques, Game On Media, thanks you for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much for having me.